4 banister hooks. Hooks that will attach to just like a standard wooden 2.5-inch wide banister that you find in most homes. Something like this can be used to hang stockings, purses, just bags and stuff that you regularly take in and out the door with you. But these particular ones are hopefully going to be up for sale for the Christmas season, and it's going to be likened to maybe like a candy cane. On one end, the big hook that's going to attach to the railing, and then a smaller hook that could potentially hold your stocking that gets filled up with a bunch of good stuff this year, I hope. So I'm going to go ahead and get these hot, and we'll get to working on them. So hold on. All right, I'm going to start by tapering and fanning out the front of this. I'm going to start up on the diamond. That back a little further. All right, we're going to do one more pass. Then we're going to have to turn them around and do the other side. Alright, on this side I'm just going to make a taper it to a point. Start of it. Alright, take another pass. Move back a little bit. On this taper, I'm about 3 inches up on the square stop. Taper drawn out, and I'm just going to kind of round everything up just at the end. Just near the end, we're going to round it up. I keep the center of the bar
can turn it off now while I'm talking. I'm going to get back up on the square stock here. And I want this transition to be smooth. Nice smooth taper into the round. So kind of blend it in where the square stock starts again after the rounding process. These dark heats I'm just clenching really, taking out any lumps, hammer marks, lines. I'm just kind of cleaning it up through here so that make it so the transition back to the square is seamless, if you will. So now I'm going to work back up into here now. I know my corner's too sharp. I'm going to put a twist on this. A little more plenishing back here. So again, it's all about just getting that taper nice and blended. This is mild steel, so I can smooth these corners down in the dark heat. Alright, so it's really starting to get hot in here. I opened the garage door and it's messing up the lighting a little bit, so I'm going to work on this side of the anvil. I'm going to do the final cleanup on my paper out here. Then I got some file work or grinding work to do. Do a file or whatever. I'm using my belt sander. I got a little bit of rag out here on the point I got to get rid of, and I'm going to get all these fans on the other side, scallops or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to get all of them looking the same. Right now I'm just going to do my plenishing on the taper at the end. It's pretty much just going to be about the width of the anvil. Verify everything's the same length. Then we'll get on to the next step. Alright, so I got these cleaned up, and I think I'm going to do a little bit of a design change. Got the taper here. I think we're going to pull this taper back further and incorporate that more into the big first bend. Yeah, I think it'll just be a better look. Like I said, these are going over a banister, and I just think it'd be better if it was thinner through here. But this is the part that's going to hook over the banister. So thin this down a little bit more. I'll use my rounding hammer, spread it out a bit. But all in all, that's the only change that I think I want to do at this point. So I'm going to get these back in the forge, get them hot again, and continue on. I'll stay on this side of the anvil. You're not going to see better. So probably we'll get this about the same as tapered. This is actually the first time I get to use my new twisting wrench. I'll get a little twist in there. This is going to be just on the shank portion. Alright, so here's the stock after all the tapering and the twist. Next we're going to go back to the, like I said, do some file work, belt sander work, whatever you want to call it, grinding work. I'm going to redo all the fronts again, make sure everything's the same length, pretty close to the same shape, and then we're going to put the scrolls in the front and the rear and then make the hooks. So these started off at 12 inches and we have them tapered out and they're coming, probably look like we grew, I'd say 3 inches. Yeah, we're right at 15 inches now, so that's just from tapering and all that good stuff. So let these cool down, then we're going to start the process over where I was before. I just didn't like the way they looked, and I really didn't think they would look good hanging over a banister being, you know, big giant round like that. So anyways, I'm gonna let these cool down. I'll bring it back when we go to finish these off. Alright, we got the forge back on. Just gonna go ahead and kind of put a curl on these. Not so much scroll, just like a little curve. Trying to stay in the same spot. On the handle there. This kind of radius, really smooth, so trying to stay. Alright, nothing crazy there. Alright, so this is where 15 inches of metal starts to disappear really quick. This is it's a 2.5 inch piece of round there I got. So I'm just kind of judging. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, on this one you kind of gotta put your thinking cap on a little bit so you don't scroll it the wrong way. And this is just going to be a little scroll. I don't know. I want a big scroll, and I don't want anything that's going to snag. So I'm going to just about nearly close that up. Alright, so that's that one. Then of course when I go to do the hook on the bottom, it will bend up and that scroll will be going down. So yeah, like I said, you gotta, on this one you gotta put your thinking cap on. Alright, I'll get my second bend in. This is going to be a tighter bend. I think I kind of like that. focusing on getting everything straight, doing some tippity taps, making sure everything's in line. I'm just doing these one at a time. I found it better if I just focus on one at a time. They usually turn out a bit better versus having all 4 of them in the forge and fumbling around with them trying to get them in and out. But I will say one thing I did forget to do when these things were still flat. I should have put my mark on them, so I'm just gonna pretty much forego my mark on this project because I don't know, it'd be too hard to put it on there with a twist and all the bends, and I just don't feel like messing something up. Alrighty, so here's today's efforts. I got 4 hooks. I've already hung them on the banister and had to do some more tweaking on them, so they got to go back to the power brush, and then they'll be completely done. But right now they're still warm, and I'm letting them cool down. So what I'm going to do is I'll let these cool down. I'll go back to the power brush. I'll go ahead and treat them, probably with a wax, a spray-on wax, and then I'll get you some pictures while they're on the banister. So, yep, I want to thank y'all for stopping by, watching this video. If you're interested in something like this, great stocking hanger. If you got just a regular old oak wooden banister, it's pretty much just like a contractor grade banister, 2.5 inches wide. But this will fit that very nice. Or I kind of left it versatile enough to where you can just use it as an S hook too. So if you're looking for 4 S hooks or some sort of banister hook, I got you fixed up. You can check out my Etsy store. I'll leave a link in the description. But as for this video, I'm going to say goodbye and hope to see you on the next one.